I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hello and welcome to Chew Bubblegum and Kick Ass. I'm your horror host, Harrison Manson.
And I'm Craig McKenzie.
Well, this is an early one for us today.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well,
we've been so far behind on everything that we kind of thought, you know what, we're just going to quickly get some out the way this morning.
Yeah, this is, we're recording in bulk here, so we can't say what's coming next week or what happened last week, because the order's going to be a bit out of sync for this. So
what happened last month?
was previously.
The wait for this podcast was longer than the wait between season 2 and season 3 of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, and we're still yet to find a permanent host for the podcasting site. But once we work everything out, once I can actually pay for a subscription to a site, then we can. Finally, we have a genuine host we can use. But for the time being, you can probably find us on YouTube, which will be my YouTube, which will just be the Joker of Scotland. So you can find us on there for the time being.
The actual Facebook page as well.
Yep, the actual Facebook page. All links will be posted there. And launching today, you will also find little snippets telling you where to go on our Instagram and our Twitter, which has had the joy of setting up last night.
Yeah,
so.
I'll be honest. Thanks for the heads up. Because I was in the bus down here, I was just kind of floating through, scrolling through my phone, and I was like, oh fuck me. Oh, we've got a site now. Oh, okay. Oh, we've got an Instagram and Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you know what's even funnier? Guess how long both those things have been sitting there for? Since before the last podcast.
Wow.
I couldn't really set myself the time to actually sit and do it properly, because I had to change, because I just initially set it up on a whim when I wanted to make sure I got the podcast name, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So I had to make sure
Instagram and a Twitter.
So I had to get everything linked up on all my pages and such on my phone. But I found a way. The Instagram is linked up to the page on Facebook, so that's good. We can actually just share stuff to Facebook and it will go to Chew Bubblegum Kick Ass. Thank fuck. So that's good. So I'll give you the logins. The Twitter's a little bit of a footery one. I can't seem to link that. I think we just need to share 2 page or something.
Fair enough. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So since the last one,
a
lot can happen in a month.
Yes, evidently so.
We saw. Obviously, with this, we're just going to be doing what we done the first time. We're just going to be shooting the shit, talking about things that we've seen and all that kind of stuff. So, we saw Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, that was
finally.
Probably. Yeah, I know. Finally, we're about 2-3 weeks late on that.
Yeah,
one.
we were. Yeah. The thing is, we're normally kind of pretty good with seeing films either maybe not on the exact day they come out, but within at least the first week.
Yeah.
But just trying to mesh everybody's schedules together was a bit, and even at that we still went without Dave.
Well, I mean, wasn't he was in Ireland at the time, wasn't he? So
I don't know. I think so.
I think that was during
maybe?
his
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think it was mostly a holiday, but it also seemed like Game of Thrones LARPing as well.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I was just kind of by that point I was like, dude, I don't care where you are, I'm going to see Spider-Man. Spider-Man's superhero. I'm not missing this shit.
We kind of knew the possibility was that he was going to go see it without us anyway.
We'd go on Facebook and it's just Spider-Man Homecoming. It's just, fuck you, David.
I was trying to think of somewhere in Ireland, and I was like, I think I meant the Blarney Stone in my mind, but the first one I was thinking is that Dave hashtags himself at I just went to open screening out in the pavings of good old Fraggle Rock here, which is Homecoming, and I'm like, no wait, Fraggle Rock isn't a real place. So that was a slip of the tongue right there.
Fraggle Rock, wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that make you the happiest man in the world? You could vacation to Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, Dan Shakir's away. Yeah, great.
I think you'd get sick of the radishes after a while, though.
Probably. But so we were just
Spider-Man.
like, so we were just like, we need to see Spider-Man.
There's so many films that I've just ended up going. It's weird. Like, I think with most of the other like superhero films, I've gone to see them by myself in the movies because of the scheduling problems we've had before. So I'll end up going to see them at like 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. And I'm like, this doesn't have the same feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of repairing that. I mean, Wonder Woman I saw with my brother, Conrad, so that was good. I actually got to go see a DC movie of someone for once instead of like Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. I both saw on my
under
own.
the influence.
Technically both of them I was. Batman vs Superman. I smoked a joint beforehand because I kind of needed it. I don't mind divulging this stuff in the air because I'm like, screw it. This could just be banter for all you cops know out there. Let's just say there was a couple of snort skis the nights before Suicide Squad, which was like a till 10 a.m. bender. Which I went to go see the film at like 10:30 in the morning after a bender. So Suicide Squad was seen in a massive fucking come down by myself with like flat rum and coke.
See, to be fair, for both of those films, you need drugs to get through it.
Yeah, but I mean...
And even if you don't need drugs to get through it, you need drugs after.
Yeah, well, that was the problem. Like, Suicide Squad was like... the day that I was out to see that, I got like several missed calls to text in the cinema, and I was like, fucking, why is this happening? And I checked my phone, and it was like to say that, like, hey, like, you got a flat viewing today. And I was like, oh fuck. And I luckily got this place somehow. I don't know, when I was like a bit coming in on a come down, like I got this flat. So.
Wow. Okay, well, it worked.
Just to let people know, Countrywide set their standards low.
For all you people out there.
Sponsor. But
so
finally seeing superhero movies with people.
But
and not on drugs.
Spider-Man Homecoming, I was extremely pleased with.
Yeah, I liked how...
Marvel done it again!
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like, obviously now that things are really starting to ramp up towards Infinity War now, it feels like everything's kind of... It feels like we're coming to the bookend of everything that everything's been leading up to.
Yeah.
And with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I don't know about you, but... I was talking to Dave about this the other night when we were coming back from the pictures.
Okay.
But I kind of felt like Guardians Volume 2 was a little bit of filler. Like,
it did feel that way, didn't it?
It was a bit... And I don't mean this to sound as harsh as it's going to sound, but it was a bit boring.
It's something that kind of dawned on me as well. Like, after I was like doing it, I was even listening to like other podcasters and such as well. A lot of people seem to not be as into it, and I was like going... Okay, and I think once like the hype wears down a little bit, I kind of thought about it. I was like going like, because I mean, when I went to see it with you and David, actually, I think that was my second time seeing it. I think me and David had
seen it already,
and then we went to see it again with you, and
I was the Dave of that scenario.
Yeah,
you guys went without me.
Oh God, what was it again? I can't remember like why, but probably something. But
it was work or something like that. So I don't know.
But yeah, just I don't know. It kind of. I mean, Kurt Russell, I love, so I'm like, hey, I'm not going to complain. I love seeing Kurt Russell, so... I
mean, there were still parts of it that were enjoyable, but after it, I didn't leave the cinema feeling like I'd saw a Marvel film, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like... I don't know, there was just something missing from it. There was it was just a wee bit kind of too safe, and it just felt a bit... it wasn't as fresh an idea as the first film. Yeah. We'd seen them coming together, but I don't know. But when I saw Spider-Man Homecoming, it kind of made me go, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 kind of falls into the same category as Thor: The Dark World for me, and the fact that I've seen it once.
That's it.
I'm okay.
It does just seem like this is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. This Spider-Man Homecoming, this is going to be a film I get on Blu-ray as soon as it comes out, and I will watch the feck out of that film.
You know what's like good about it for me? It's not as big as the other movies. It's kind of like it's a breather.
It's kind of grounded.
It's really grounded. It's a bit of a breather. It's a breathing room. And what's good is it's something nice and familiar. It's Spider-Man. I'm like that's actually really good for it. There goes.
Oh no. sake!
I can maybe cut that out. Should I cut it out or should I leave it in?
I don't know.
Because like, it's fucking Alexandra Parade's like you're probably going to hear about 1 million sirens
Excuse me,
up and
yeah.
down the street. But I mean,
yes.
yeah, it's like I mean, when I say like this was like quite safe and like a breather, it's just like, I mean, well, you know, Spider-Man is something that's just very familiar to everybody, and we didn't have to go through the introduction, the origins, everything.
It felt like an origin story without the origin story.
Yeah, it was a nice kind of humble beginnings kind of thing, which I'm like going, alright, because I mean, some comics, like, you know, like some Spider-Man comics or other ones, depending which universes or which era you read, same with like Batman and such, they kind of throw you in the deep end.
Yeah.
They'll maybe like do a wee recap of things to come, kind of like, oh god, do you remember like the opening credits to like, was it Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3, where they recapped like the
I think
movie?
it was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, did maybe both of them do it? It's like, 'cause I remember Spider-Man 3 definitely did it, but they kind of like during the webbing.
As in the Sam Raimi one?
Yeah, like during like the webbing intros.
I'm
like,
pretty sure that was the second. I think they done it for both. But
yeah, but
I
it's
can
like,
remember it being
really,
the second one.
I really liked that. But it's just like that's how they recap you on like the last movie. They just show you images
Yeah.
from it. And I'm like, that's actually very comic booky and kind of clever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
previously.
yeah.
Yeah.
For this one, I really dug it. It was good to see like a really sort of youthful Spider-Man. What's going to be harder for me is him playing, you know, Spider-Man. Like, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, he may be 21. Is he 21, 22?
I couldn't tell you.
He's
I
a
know that in the film he's supposed to be like he's supposed to be like a teen.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, the guy is so convincingly looking like a teen. I'm like thinking.
But
I'm
the
not sure.
whole idea with Spider-Man in the comics, the idea with Spider-Man was that he was a teenager.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was only as you know, and he was Spider-Man because obviously, you know, blah blah blah. That was his secret identity.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
no one
yeah,
would ever
I
think
guess
that this
as well,
guy
like-
was in actual fact this nerdy teenager.
I guess, like,
and
and
then
also-
as the comics kind of the timeline progressed, we saw him obviously kind of grow up.
Mm-hmm.
We saw his relationships come and go. We saw him fall in love with Mary Jane, get married, all that kind of stuff. So we saw him grow from a teenager to a man.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that we might see, you know, Tom Holland essentially start as being a teenager and then follow Spider-Man on to being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Air Bunny quotations.
That's true.
But I like the fact that they've kind of pulled it back to being he's a teen. And the thing is, as well, is
Yeah, even the action and such that goes on, it's
Yeah.
not like there's no Sky Portal.
no.
We got a movie about
Yes!
Sky Portal.
We got no. Yeah.
I mean,
we
like-
got a battle in the sky.
Yes,
To be fair,
um,
we got something falling out of the sky,
Yeah.
but there was no sky portal.
Thank God. I was getting so sick of that. I mean, Doctor Strange kind of had that as well. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, are we done with the Sky Portals yet? I'm so goddamn sick of these movies and
That's-
the Sky Portals.
I think that's the only kind of critical nitpick that Marvel seems to get. Is
thought
why
you-
is everything a sky portal?
I thought you were going to say, like, the nitpick everyone had, say, like, where's a Sky Portal? Like, I can't have a superhero movie without a Sky Portal. I mean,
It's funny because
Woman
when
didn't really have
critics
one.
review Marvel films, they go, "There's too many sky portals. Everything's falling out of the sky. You defeat a whole army by defeating one guy." And then with DC, they're like, "Where's the sky portal?"
Suicide Squad gave us a Sky Portal. that was a terrible idea.
But you
Very
wish that film had been sucked into a sky portal.
Where like she was doing her her fucking belly dancing or whatever the fuck it was. It like I don't even know what her thing was. I don't know.
It's a bad film.
I can't talk about it without getting genuinely livid. Just because it's so infuriatingly awful.
Next month on True Bubblegum and Kick-Ass, we'll discuss Suicide Squad.
When I went open to GarageBand to edit the first podcast, I discovered an attempted solo podcast by me, which was the Suicide Squad review.
Oh no!
And I think it just went.
You swearing for.
I think it just
an hour and a half.
it just flew into impotent rage for like 20 minutes.
Now, first of all, before we go any further talking about the film and things like that, I feel we should say spoilers, just in case anybody
yeah, of course.
hasn't seen the film yet.
Massively divulging into spoilers.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. It's a review. Spoilers are going to be right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's by now the movie's been out for over a month.
I would say so.
It might not even. I don't think it's still in cinemas. I think
is
but
still in
very
cinemas,
very
yeah.
limited screenings. So
Yeah.
I mean, go check it out. Definitely.
Yeah,
Like, if
definitely.
You need to go check
Fantastic.
it out.
Especially if you're a fan of Marvel, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if you're a fan of Spider-Man, then yeah, you need to check this out.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked to the microphone as well. I was looking to a camera there. I was like,
yeah,
oh.
go check it out.
I was like, oh, that's right.
That's it. That's right. It's just sound.
Oh, just us alone here.
There was. Obviously, the big sky battle at the end between Vulture and Spider-Man was fantastic, but there little moments in the film that made me that really kind of made me go, my God, I love this film. And the first of them is the the bit where he confronts the Vulture after the suit's been taken off him by Tony Stark, and he's back to the homemade costume.
Yeah,
and he drops all the rubble down on top of him. That is the first time that I've ever felt like proper for a character in a Marvel film, especially because they're all these men with like iron suits or shields, or one of them's a god and the other one is indestructible because he turns out a big green.
Yeah, I was going to say one of them's a Hulk.
So all of them are pretty kind of indestructible in a sense.
Even like even Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, like she if we're a human being, her and like a Hawkeye are just like. Nothing seems to harm us.
No, but with this Spider-Man, I mean, I don't know about you, but when all that rubble's on top of him and he's like screaming, "Somebody please help me!"
That was like that was the worst actually. Just
it was so
panic,
harsh.
The panic in his voice because he's still a kid. You need to remember that he's like 15-year-old kid, and it's like imagine how horribly claustrophobic that'd be. It's like that was like I actually was like, oh man, I feel so bad for him right now.
But the thing is, see if you, and I know this from reading the comics. See if you read the comics. Spider-Man, when he gets into a fight with any of his kind of rogues gallery, he always gets his ass handed to him.
Oh yeah.
And like there's and like that particular bit, there are like at least 15 different Spider-Man story arcs that you could essentially have pulled that scene from, because there's a cracking one where he was fighting against the Green Goblin, and the Green Goblin tries to blow up the Daily Planet. Not the Daily Planet, the Daily Bugle. Oh my God!
Wow.
Whoa! Oh my God! Shoot myself in the foot there.
Yeah, wow. I mean,
Jesus.
like there was bloody it's so easy to get mixed up with all this nonsense.
But yeah, anyway, so he tries to save everybody in the building. Spider-Man like basically holds up the whole building whilst it's crumbling around him, and it's just like, and his suit's all torn, and it's like that scene from Homecoming is like from any of those story arcs, man.
Yes.
And it was the first time I actually properly cared for a character, because he was so
there's a
vulnerable.
There's a vulnerability to him, and there's also the kind of, it's something kind of very much like what's weird? It's a very Disney moment as well, like Hercules.
Yeah.
Like Hercules, when he's like lost all his powers, it is that moment. Like when it's like he has to like just fight out this, like he has to fight it out on his own kind of thing, like stripped of his powers. Like pretty much the exact same kind of thing, and it's like on his own merits is how he's able to like defeat it with the whole sort of great power kind of thing. It's like it's actually kind of interesting. It's a very Disney moment.
And just when he's like, "Come on, Spider-Man," you're like,
hyping
the thing is,
himself up.
you're doing it with him because you're like, "Come on, Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man." It's such a good scene. The other thing as well, the other bit that made me go, "This is a fantastic film," is, funnily enough, a bit that doesn't have any Spider-Man-ing in it. It's the bit in the car.
Oh, that's so good. Like, I mean,
when they're going to prom.
First off, Michael Keaton is a Vulture.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I feel like.
I mean, I like the opening sequence where it was the cleaning up of New York. Yeah. Like that was really good after the Avengers. Like I was like going, wow, and then I had to think about it. I was like, that was nearly 10 years ago now.
Jesus.
Like 2008.
Really?
Like 2008, 2009. It was like no 2000. No wait, was it? No, 2010. Fuck, I was getting confused. 2008 is when he kicked off the universe with Incredible Hulk, and then Iron Man. So like 2000.
I didn't think it was as early as 2010.
Was it 2012? Am I getting mixed up with all my years now? I mean, there's been so many of the movies as well. Like, I'm sure it was about 2010 at least.
Yeah, but keep talking about.
Okay, right. So
keep talking about Michael Keaton whilst I pretend not to
look up
Google
things.
this.
So Michael Keaton. One thing that other people picked up on, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He tries to do like a New York accent when he's in the beginning of it. He's a clean up true guy. He's like, come on, I got kids to feed and all that stuff. It's like, Michael, no, don't. I'm kind of glad that dropped as quickly as it did, but he's got a genuinely good motivation as a villain. Like, it's like he was
2012.
Oh, fuck. okay, well,
2012.
Wow, I was
like,
way
I
off.
don't think it's as early as 2010, dude.
I was way off.
Because Hulk came out in 2000. No,
2008, I said originally. I was
Captain
way off.
America was 2010 or something.
God, but just, well, given how many movies...
Thor.
How many movies have we had in the time frame from Hulk to now?
Well, you've had Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America First Avenger. You then had Avengers Assemble. Then from that you had Guardians.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Then Thor, The Dark World.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Guardians.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Avengers 2.
Yeah, Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Civil War, I think, was
So
next.
that's 12 so far. Then you've had Spider-Man Homecoming.
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
I think Spider-Man is post Guardians 2. Like,
yeah. Well, you're not doing this in
yeah.
chronological
Yeah, just-
order.
I
but
was
I think
trying.
that's like 14 movies.
Fucking Christ, that's a lot. 40 movies and a TV.
And did they not say that they were trying to do like two at the same, like two in 1 year or something?
Yeah, and what else is there? Let's not forget that all of Marvel's live-action TV series tie in to the movie universes
Peggy
as well.
Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah.
And Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil.
And
Iron Fist.
And Iron Fist. And Jessica Jones.
And Luke Cage.
Which...
And The Defenders.
Which
That's out now.
Which now something that I can talk about, which I think... I was going to say earlier, one of the reasons that I really like the Marvel Universe compared to the DC Universe, the Marvel Universe doesn't use fake names for any cities. It uses real cities. New York City.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really liked about it as well. I mean, granted, I have no point of comparison, but just like the portrayal of New York in this movie as well was really good. Like when it's just like a little montage at the beginning when he's going about trying to like just do just kind of basic kind of just like Spider-Man stuff, just like daily hero kind of things, like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Yeah. But just like he's just going about the Bronx and shit, just like trying to help people. He thinks the guy's stealing a car. I thought that was great. All the other New Yorkers just yelling out the window. What do you think you're doing? He's just like, oh yeah.
And of course you got the Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah.
How's Marjorie?
It's just I like that, just the kind of simplicity of just.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm trying. This guy's stealing a car. That's not just stealing a car. It's his car. All right. Hey, what's going on?
What are you yelling at?
The guy thinks he's stealing his own car. What?
Just so good. I like the simplicity of it, and I like the portrayal of New York, and that's something as well.
But the thing is, as well, is even at that though, it was New York as in not the big massive skyscrapers and the blah blah blah. It was like the little urban kind of areas of New York. It was part of New York that you don't really see. Because when you think of Spider-Man, you think of him swinging through skyscrapers and all that kind of stuff. You don't really think of him running through back gardens.
I was going to say, that's one of my favourite parts, when he's in the suburbs.
Ferris Bueller. Yeah.
When he's in the suburbs and he goes to like web sling and there's nothing big enough to like, so he's just like, and he just has to run. It's so great.
Yeah,
just him going through the backyards, the Ferris Bueller moment, which I was like, it's like that moment in Ferris. Oh wait, there we go. They show it on the TV.
Yeah.
It's like I just love it, and the nods. It's like just like great movie choice. And then when he falls through like the kid's tent and his eyes are going weird.
Oh, hey guys.
So good.
But yeah, so Michael Keaton as Vulture is fantastic in this.
Yeah, it's like the first real Marvel villain that I've really enjoyed since Loki. Since Loki,
the thing is,
from
what I can remember, this is apart from Loki, this is and maybe Abomination and Hulk. This is the only bad guy that they haven't killed off.
Which I was so worried they were going to do with
in the finale of the film.
Like, I really thought that was going to happen.
The problem with Marvel is that they've got this issue where they basically are just killing off all their bad guys, and then it's like, how can they return then? So it's nice to see him survive. So that it's the potential that he could come back, and because he's obviously maybe survived, this could potentially hint towards us maybe getting a Sinister Six movie. Yeah, or even just like it's kind of good about that. I mean, spoilers like for the ending. Like we've talked about the big fight and such anyway, and the Vulture survives. That's the big thing. Like because I genuinely thought when he's like going to fly away and Spider-Man's like no don't for like the kind of because he's going to blow up or something.
Yeah, because like the
jetpack, the wings, mechanical wings,
which are powered by like alien stuff,
yeah.
Which, as we found out earlier, like when they overheat, they implode or explode. So I thought they're going to kill him off. Like do the good old fashioned thing of like what they did with like fucking Green Goblin in the first like Spider-Man, where it's like, you know, they will die by their own hands.
Yeah.
Like, which a lot of villains do. They usually die by their own hands. Like
Yeah.
even like you want to go back to like Batman '89, like the Joker dies by his own hands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like you kind of just fucking just lollygags way too much. I'm like, man, stop dancing and arsing around on top of the building. Just go like, just be like, you know what? You're hanging here. I think I'm just gonna go. just leave. Because I know it's a big claim, but. Or maybe just go to the other side of the church where Batman isn't. Because I feel like, which actually that's a weird tie-in. Michael Keaton. I didn't even realize I was doing that there. Michael Keaton and being winged creatures seems to be
Birdman.
a thing. Yeah.
Batman, Birdman, and now Vulture. It's
Yeah.
come full circle.
Oh, you know what's good? Like, you know what I would love to see as like a tribute poster, because remember the Batman Returns poster? It was the three
heads,
characters.
three
I was
faces,
like,
yeah.
it was like the bat, the cat, the penguin.
Yeah.
You could have it as the bat, the bird, the vulture.
Nice.
That would work.
Yeah,
I would really love
okay,
that.
I'd dig that.
And it was
Yeah,
just
that'd
like
be
all
cool.
the Michael Keaton faces, but they've all got like the Michael Keaton kind of grin that he has.
Yeah.
He's got such a good sinister smark. I love
Yeah.
him so much.
They
for
would
that.
need to, yeah.
Again, he's maybe the only guy that
somewhere
can-
needs to do that.
Yeah, he's maybe the only guy that can smile in the bat suit and not have it look weird, just because it's just so creepy.
But yeah, but the bit in the car is phenomenal.
It's so good. It's
when
so
they
tense.
have this, yeah.
Oh,
because
when
they-
he realizes that he's Spider-Man.
he realizes he's Spider-Man, and obviously by that point, Tom Holland has just realized, like not but 5 minutes before him, that he's the Vulture. And there's this great awkward in the car, Michael Keaton driving,
you know,
looking out the side of his face at the the rear view mirror and just being like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do you know what's really good
Do
before
I
that?
recognise you for somewhere? Like your voice sounds familiar, and he's like,
what's,
no? Well, I just go
What's
at
his
the same-
daughter's name again?
I forgot. Is it
I know, because she's not
Lisa
like
or something?
Lynn or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like, but you know what's weird? When every time like people talk about her early in the movie, it's like I think they mentioned her surname, so I'm like going, I'm assuming she took her mother's name, or like maybe it's like a, you know, like a name where you've got the hyphen in the middle. So maybe it's like a hyphen name, Chaz, because like Liz Allen, that's her name.
Liz Allen.
So that's what kind of threw me off. It's like that's what really throws you for a curveball for a genuinely great twist where the Vulture's her dad, and it's like because there wasn't any sort of like hints or anything towards that. Apart from him saying that he's got a family to feed, I was like, "That's genius." Because when he opened the door to like Liz Allen's place, everyone was like, "It's like, oh shit!" Because at first you think the Vulture found out who he was, that he's came and he's got his girlfriend's kind of thing, and it's like, no, he's like, "Oh, he must be Peter. Come in." And it's like, what the fuck? And the fact that when he goes to the kitchen, he's sharpening knives as well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that's just so great.
But it's the bit it went in the car as well, and he's like, "Okay, you go in, sweetie. Me and Peter. We're just gonna have the dad talk." You know? And it's
so
like,
good.
and then like she leaves, and then he's like, he kind of does that. He kind of takes a handgun out of the glove compartment, and he's just like, "Look, you saved my daughter, and there's nothing more important to me than family. But if you step in the way of my business again, I'm going to kill you and everyone you love."
Oh, that was
and it was like, oh, you're a bad man.
He's so
like,
good
he's
at
not
playing
even just
those
like
kind of people.
a Marvel movie villain. He's just a bad man.
I know, and
But
it's like, oh, you know what's good as well? Like he's really good at planning shit as well. Because I mean, first off, he's really good with all of his gadgets. He's really worked out most of his stuff. Like where he pretty much like again defeats Spider-Man for the entirety of the movie almost. Like he's defeating Spider-Man. Spider-Man's more like a comic foil to the Vulture, like for most of the film. But the fact that like when he decides he can't do this, he has to go like stop the Vulture. Like fucking immediately when he gets outside, he's taken out by the Shocker.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
which is the secondary Shocker because the first one that we meet was the original Shocker from like
that's right.
the comics, and then he gets disintegrated. Which I thought was a really cool badass moment, but then he's like, "Oh, I thought doesn't this the anti-gravity gun?" And I'm like going, "All right, good kind of little Marvel joke, but I think it could have been better if we just maybe kept it that no, Michael Keaton genuinely meant to kill him.
Yeah.
Like that would have been maybe a bit more like, oh shit, he really means business." But
Yeah.
I like how he had the Shocker there ready, knowing that like he might still be a stupid kid and think he can stop like the Vulture, which
That kind of opens up though a bit of a plot hole because it's like, well, hang on, if you just found out that he was in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Holy
Like,
shit.
yeah, it's then how did Shocker know to be at that school?
Unless he was really...
Unless he phoned him, like,
Yeah.
and was like, get down to the school, because the boy dating my girl is, my daughter is Spider-Man.
Yeah, and, well,
But
there's
then
not
it's
really...
how he managed to get to the school
Well,
so
I mean,
quickly.
well, let's think about that. Also, in that frame of time, he's able to get back to his lair, get into his vulture stuff, and go try and tackle like.
Not really his vulture stuff. He just manages to put on the bomber jacket. Because remember, he then shows up at the warehouse, and then he calls in the new big wings.
Yeah.
And they blow up the building around Spider-Man, and then that's how he gets trapped from him.
That's right. It's just thinking about it, going like, well, that's true. He has to get back to his warehouse and such as well. So there, I guess it's like it's not an established frame of time. So there could have been time for him to get the Shocker to there, unless he just had him like. Unless the Shocker was already hired just on Dad's duty, which would be amazing if like he was just that much of a
Chaperone.
he just had the Shocker.
His daughter goes to that school as well.
It's like that. He's just like yeah. You see this guy like marking on my like trying to mac on my kid a little bit just to like you fucking go in there give him the.
Oh right,
That's
right,
what I meant. He's already
Okay.
hired him as protection. That would have been great. He's just like
Things get getting a bit hot and heavy.
Yeah.
You get in there with your Shocker glove, okay? That's fair. Okay, well that's a pretty good point.
So that was good. I'm trying to think what to talk about.
Do you have any nitpicks about the film?
I've
I've got one, and you already know what it is.
Oh God, what was it?
So my one and only nitpick with Spider-Man: Homecoming, and you feel like this is a thing that it's like. You feel like if you talk about this, you're going to be accused of being one thing or the other.
Is it the super smart suits?
No, actually.
Could I mean like that was something
That was okay. I mean
that was like one of my concerns. I was like going like I'd rather have Spider-Man be doing stuff as Spider-Man and not like because he's got a Tony Stark suit, you know. But I mean then there was all the thing of they take it away from him. So.
well, yeah, because the other thing that was kind of mentioned as well is it's never even established if he can crawl walls without
That's true.
having the Tony Stark suit, because he's crawling the walls with the Tony Stark suit, and then as soon as they take it off him, he's no longer crawling walls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit like you have just attributed one of Spider-Man's abilities to Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
As great as Robert Downey Jr. is, and as great as Iron Man is, and as great as Tony Stark is, let somebody else
I know.
have the spotlight in their own movie, please.
Yeah.
You know, that's like saying, oh, Thor's hammer is Thor's only Thor because he was given his hammer, which was made by Tony Stark.
I know.
It's like,
it's just
you know,
I'm not. It was cool to see Iron Man in it, and it helped bridge the universe.
Oh, yeah,
he was a really good sort of like father figure for him.
Yeah.
Especially like in a superhero sense as well as a guiding force like for him. So he was good to have, but. I was worried going in. I was like, don't let this pretty much be Iron Man 4 in disguise. Just don't let that be the case.
And it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
Good.
But
Like we let Spider-Man be his own thing, which is good. So your nitpick.
My nitpick is, and actually, having thought about it in further depth since watching the film and having time to reflect on it, I think my main problem is the fact that it was such a throwaway, and that's the reveal of Mary Jane.
Of course. Like.
This whole time, there's this lassie that kind of hangs about with Peter and his friend, the guy that wears the hat to make him look interested at a party.
He's adorable.
Makes him feel
He's so
comfortable.
cute. He's really cute, that kid.
He's fantastic.
How weird is the portrayal of Flash, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd
Flash
say-
is
well,
yet
do you know
to
what's-
kind of grow on me.
Well, do you know what's
especially if
kind of weird is that it's like a super science nerd school, and yet somehow it's like he's not that good at anything. Flash, I'm like going, he's not that smart, and I'm like going, how did he get into this school? Like, I mean, it works better for like how Spider-Man could develop his technology and being in a school for super smart kids. I'm like, that makes more sense than just like an average kid from like Queens, like like developing just all this super technology. You're like, how the fuck did he do that? It's like the fact that, or like like the pre-Tony Stark, I'm talking like web shooters and such. Like, how did he do that? It's like, but okay, he goes to like a super smart school. Makes sense. Flash, how did he get in that school? I don't know. And just like, I'm like, man, he must have been scraping the barrel kind of thing, or that he's got really rich parents. Which actually, no wait, I guess that's going to be. It's like it's going to be the more that he's got really rich parents, so they can afford to just like put him in a really good school. Even if like he's not that great at science and such.
But this whole time, this
I mean, we'll call her MJ because I mean, like,
this whole time
her name's not even
MJ's
Mary Jane. It's, what's her first name?
Michelle.
Michelle, that's it.
Yeah, that's the second nitpick. But yeah, so the whole time MJ, we find out that this mysterious girl that's been hanging about with the guys and stuff like that, and is kind of part of this little clique, this little group, and she, you know, at the end they go, oh, by the way, like, what is your name? And she goes, it's Michelle, but my friends call me MJ. And it was like, no.
I know.
And the thing is, it moves on so quickly after that. It's like Marvel just went. It was like, see, up until that point, it was a brilliant Marvel film. It was fantastic. It was perfect. I had no problems with it. And then Marvel went, oh, by the way, there's MJ. And then kind of went,
what, kind of like,
okay.
You know what, kind of like,
it had no build up.
It would have worked better for me if like we just kind of let Spider-Man have like some high school girlfriends, like Liz Allen. I was like going like, cool, someone that's not really, like, she's not a Gwen Stacy, she's not a Mary Jane. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like Michelle could have easily been like that as well. It could have been like, it could have just been like, I like the idea of doing something like this where you go like, all right, well, we can have alternate versions of characters, and that's like kind of fine. But there is usually the established thing of like they kind of always have that name.
See, the
like,
thing
so,
is, the trope.
and
the thing is,
they
when
treat
I
it
think
like they treat it like a twist, which is what I didn't like about it. Which was, and the problem I had with it, it was way too similar to like the reveal at the end of like The Dark Knight Rises. Where
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
remember you saying that.
That like that's instantly what my mind went to. It was just like, you should go by your real name, Robin, and I was like, just
Sake Nolan.
Way too much like that. Just so I just feel like it was a very kind
that
of cheap
almost
thing,
felt like a kind of Tommy Wiseau moment in that. But you should go by your real name, Robin. Thank you.
Well, you know what? Like, you know what would have been
You're my
better
favorite
if,
customer.
it would have been better if like if like the whole movie we're calling her Michelle and such, and maybe like one of her friends like, or just like or whatever, and then one of her friends like walks past like, oh hey MJ or something like that. I'm like going, that would have been better instead of just like my friends call me MJ. Just like someone casually is like saying hey MJ or something like that to her. It would have been like more of like what? That would have been like a good kind of like way to do it. I think it was a very ham-fisted way of like handling
also,
it.
I think
like,
as well, the thing for me is that I don't get why they changed the name to Michelle as opposed to Mary Jane, because it's always been Mary Jane.
It's because they wanted the twist. It's
but
like
but
which
the thing
is stupid.
But you can't even say that it's for the twist because they never even said that her name was Michelle up until that point.
I'm sure, like
nobody mentions her name.
Nobody mentions her name, really.
Because I remember going through the whole film. Because the thing is, here's the thing. I'm going to be really honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a wee bit carried away. And I was looking at Spider-Man Homecoming and I was like, oh, I was just a wee bit... And, like, I heard somebody... Like, I seen somebody go... The thing that kind of ruined it for me was when you found out that that girl's dad is the Vulture. And the whole time I was like, oh! I'm thinking it's going to be revealed that her dad was the Vulture. So it was still a shock to me when it was like, it's her dad, not her dad.
Right, so you thought it was going to be Michelle's dad.
Yeah, so I was like, right. So I was expecting this lassie to be Adrian Toomes' daughter, and then at the end,
we never find out her name.
Yeah, but then and the whole time I was like, the reason why they're not saying her name is because her surname is Toomes, because she is going to be the Vulture's dad. She's gonna be the Vulture's dad. She's gonna be the Vulture's daughter.
If you want to go OG Vulture on it, it's like when it's sucking the youth out of people. Yeah, then maybe she is the Vulture's dad.
But
I really wanted to know what it was like to be a young black girl.
But yeah, so I was like, that's why we've not.
And it would tie in with the science school as well.
Yeah, but then it was like, so it's her, and then as soon as I kind of went, she's going to be MJ, isn't she?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, if she's MJ, that's fine. And then at the end, it was just like, it's Michelle, but my friends call me MJ. And I was like, okay, that's where I have the problem. It was such a throwaway. It was like it was like Marvel went out the door and went like, thanks very much, guys, you have a lovely day. Oh, by the way, there's MJ. It was like, okay. Yeah. And then the fact as well that they changed it to Michelle Jane as opposed to Mary Jane.
Just for the sake of like...
Just for the sake of making it different.
And tricking people, really.
Yeah. It just felt like a bit of a... Do you know what it felt like?
It was a cop-out.
It felt like a bit of a slap in the face.
I know. I mean...
And I was like,
what's weird is, like, for the most part, like...
Thanks, Marvel.
I really liked her when she was in the movie. Like, I have no problem with the character. It's more just like... It's like, I think she's great, and I kind of look forward to seeing how she's going to be...
I hope she gets the red hair in the future. Well, because the whole defining factor of MJ for me is the luscious red hair.
That's something I was like going to be like, I'm not sure about that, because I'm like going... It might feel a little bit kind of like... Yeah, like, I feel like maybe just let this Mary Jane be different. So I might be happier with, because I like her portrayal. I like this character. I just feel like it should have just been Mary Jane. Like,
but she didn't even call him Tiger as well.
I know, like
the whole thing. I'd like see if she'd even went, "See you later, Tiger," or "Catch you, Tiger," or something like that.
That would have been.
I'd have been like,
that would have been a way better.
Instead of going, "My name's Michelle J," like, "My name's Michelle, but you can call it, my friends call me MJ." Even if she'd said, like, even if we still hadn't been revealed to us her name, and even if at the end she kind of went like, "Catch you, Tiger," I'd have been like, "Oh, that's MJ." Like,
was it? Was it like
that would have been a much better reveal?
I was trying to remember like what her first line is, like, ever. Mary Jane's "Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot." I'm like, man, it's like I've always loved the cockiness of Mary Jane. Like, she's so fucking. Mary Jane's fucking cool. Yeah. And then it's like this chick does come across as quite cool in the movie. I like how she does a very good job. She's very quirky and weird, and I'm like.
I just want to point out as well. Unlike some other kind of comments I've seen about, "Oh, you've got a black actress to play Mary Jane," blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do you know what? No, that's not the problem.
Do you know what, like,
the problem for me is the fact that they just changed it to Michelle, because the actress that's playing her done a very good job.
She was great.
Very good job.
And I'm looking forward to like her portrayal of MJ like in future Spider-Man stuff. You know what's actually good as well? I think
it's just going to be a bit of getting used to.
You know what's good as well? Like, there's a lot of appreciation for everything that Spider-Man does in this movie. Like, Tony Stark appreciates everything. Like, he appreciates like him so much that he wants to welcome it into the Avengers, but appreciates it more when he turns it down to go and learn how to be a superhero first. Like, like look after the little guy and such, as he says. And there's the appreciation of like the guy that he saves from Toombs' guys that are selling the weapons, who through doing like some research for characters and such.
Yeah, Danny Glover, the Tinkerer.
Well, he's like, Danny Glover's... Donald Glover. Danny Glover's like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Donald Glover... Are they related?
I don't know.
But Donald Glover, I did some research. His character is the uncle of Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like... So there's already the hints dropped of a future, like, Spider-Man. Like, which is pretty great. I like that.
And the thing is, he does the voice for Miles Morales. Or he's going to be doing the voice of Miles Morales for the Sony animated Miles Morales movie.
He's also going to be doing the voice of Deadpool as well in like a Deadpool TV series that's coming out.
Okay.
There's an animated Deadpool TV series, and Donald Glover's going to be the voice of Deadpool. I think it's going to be good. I like that sound of it.
I'll be honest with you, I'm just purely, if it ain't Ryan Reynolds, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds has spent so many years of his life trying to get that onto the big screen, and he did it, and it was fantastic.
Let's see. That's about coming up 45-50 minutes now. So I guess final thoughts on like Spider-Man Homecoming, and then next podcast we'll move on to like the horror oriented stuff, because I mean that's good. Like, we killed a good amount of time talking to Spider-Man, but final thoughts.
I really liked it.
It
felt like a. Do you know what it reminded me of? In all genuineness, it kind of reminded me of the good old days of Iron Man. It felt like it was, an origin story, but without going over all that old ground, and it just kind of felt really refreshing. It wasn't a sequel; it was a first movie again. It seems like we've had sequels recently. We've not really had a lot of. It was good. Again, it kind of falls into that same category of Iron Man and Ant-Man for me, in the fact that it's like a coming of like is somebody becoming something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It was good, and I think for me it's definitely the most I've enjoyed a Spider-Man film since Spider-Man 2 of the Raimi series. I mean, that's like going back to like the previous Spider-Man films. The last ones that I really loved and actually enjoyed watching was Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 from the Sam Raimi series. Sure, like they're far from perfect, but I mean they're really comic booky, and it feels very appropriate. Especially in that way.
The second one.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed those. So if I was to do a definitive ranking, it's hard to say, because I mean I really
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, that's definitely how I'd go, because Spider-Man 2 is some of the best action in those movies. Well, Dr. Octopus in that movie is great. Like, so really fucking good.
We should do like a nostalgic like
a ranking.
Yeah,
of
like a revisit.
Well, I mean, it's like part of like the kind of planning, I guess. Like if we set up a Patreon and such, we'll save our comic book movie reviews, and we could do comic books on that, which I would like really love to do. Just like I'd love to do a retrospective, especially in things like Batman series as well. Because I mean, there's a lot to talk about there. Just like because these kind of films ebb and flow so much, but I've definitely enjoyed this the most since Spider-Man 2. One thing I will say, special effects wise, I like the suit. There's a lot of texture to the suit, which is good. It's like it looks quite real, but there's still that problem of
looks CGI.
When he's swinging through the city, there's still too much weightlessness to him. That's something that's still a little bit. I mean, like the Washington Monument segment, that was great. Like that was handled really well. It looked a bit more genuine doing that, but a lot of the other stuff, it still feels too weightless when he's like swinging around. Like, but that's maybe my only sort of like real nitpick. I dare not spoil the best jokes in the film.
We said we were going to do spoilers.
Well, I mean, like, but I mean, just in terms of enjoyment, there's some things that I really just don't want to spoil. So I'd say,
as always, stick around to the end of the credits.
The very end. That's exactly what I mean. Stay to the very end of the credits.
Is, it's either going to piss you off.
No, it won't.
Or it's either going to piss you off, or it's going to make you go, Marvel, you sly old dogs.
Yeah, it's
because they know
it's genius.
They know they've got people wrapped around their little fingers.
So good, but yeah, I guess we'll wrap that one up. So Spider-Man: Homecoming, we really loved it, and if you haven't seen it and you've sat and listened to this whole review having not seen it, what the hell are you doing?
Go see it.
Go see it with the knowledge that we have now dispensed onto you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm Harrison Manson,
and I'm Craig McKenzie.
Have a week.